right. Yo. Welcome to another episode of IBTE Sports Podcast. You got your boy Lawrence and Phil. We in the building. We live. It's Wednesday again. I feel good. Oh, that potato. The Tatum look good.
This? Oh, it's just, a guy going to his second finals in 3 years,
Okay, let him know. You see, he waited. He kept it in tuck.
Absolutely. Where can they get, such a wonderful shirt like this, to represent, your Eastern Conference champions for this year?
Well, inspiresyouapparel.com, man. We got a bunch of stuff up there. We got close to 150 designs between NFL and NBA. MLB is getting worked on right now. So that's kind of my main focus, man.
Yep.
What inspires you?
Even some throwbacks like the Saquon Barkley Giant shirt. A bunch of throwbacks are there.
Yeah, I'm about to actually put up. I'm gonna put up. I got a Stephon Marbury, Jeremy Shockey, and Jose Reyes that I'm gonna put up there. Somebody had requested it a while ago, so I'm gonna put that up there so they can purchase it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna definitely be working on some throwback players. And Jose Reyes is one of my favorite athletes growing up too. So
absolutely, Tim Lincecum for me.
And Lincecum was the truth.
Yep. Especially in 2K9.
How you feeling though? How you living? What's up?
I mean, my team is now the first team for the NBA Finals. We're still waiting on the Mavs and Wolves series because Luka and Kyrie couldn't finish the job. So yeah, but hey, we'll see what happens there. But hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to see my team back in the finals where they actually belong. So we'll see how it turns out. Now we just wait, and the finals don't start until next Thursday, so we got plenty of time to wait, and for KP to be somewhat healthy. So,
yeah,
wait again.
That's a fact. But for me, I feel good, man. I get to go on to Atlantic City next weekend for a flag football tournament once again. So that's gonna be a good time. Just get away for a little bit. Then I got my birthday coming up in July too. So it's gonna be a good stretch for me.
30, congrats.
Huh?
30, congrats.
No, I ain't gonna be 30, not yet. I'm be 20. I'm gonna be 29. But
might as well round up,
You said round up, man. Y'all listen. Hey, people always trying to round up or fast forward somebody's life, man. I'm enjoying my life right now. I feel good. A lot of things going positive. I've done a lot of hard work. So 30, 31, 35. Life is good. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But man, we'll start with the Pacers, man. Pacers and Celtics 4-0 sweep. It looked like the Pacers had them in 2 games.
3 games.
3 games.
One.
And they couldn't finish the job. It just shows you how good and how battle tested the Celtics truly are.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, games. There's a stat. Games 1, 3, and I believe 4. The Pacers in the fourth quarter had a 90% chance to win the game, and then we know how those 3 games ended out. So
yeah,
it was just poor execution late down the stretch, which a lot of people can say the Celtics had trouble with last year, and that was sort of something they fixed with this series, not fixed, but something they did well this series. Late down stretches, you're down multiple possessions. Something they've been trying to fix through last year and the year before, especially that finals run. It was nice to see Boston execute late because that's something they've been struggling with. So it was very nice. Also for the Pacers, I mean, probably just if there's any bright spots from that series, T.J. McConnell had a great series. Andrew Nembhard as well.
Yeah, Nembhard showed up big time.
Yeah, those were your 2 Pacers MVPs, if you had any for that series. So they balled out. I mean, Pascal Siakam, I feel like he could have done more. Miles Turner disappeared in a couple games as well, so I believe just those 2 did a great job with the Celtics against the Celtics because not much they could do with Halliburton being hurt. And then, I mean. Also, if you're the Pacers, you probably need to make some moves over this offseason. Just because, and just like what I said with the Knicks as well, I think they need to make some moves. Don't be like the Trailblazers on that Western Conference Finals appearance, or the Hawks in that the Eastern Conference Finals appearance versus Milwaukee like a couple years ago. We just made the conference finals. We feel good. We're gonna run it back, and then they never make it back. For the Pacers, Giannis was hurt, Dame was hurt, the Sixers were hurt, the Knicks were hurt. Everyone's going to be almost fully healthy next year, so
Right.
I get this opportunity. So you gotta make some moves and try to make sure you're not behind and stay ahead of the curve and make sure you're ready for when those teams do get healthy. Because those first 3 rounds, no Dame and Giannis, the Knicks were hurt, and obviously you guys faced a healthy team, somewhat healthy team in Boston. So they need to make some moves so they don't get left in the dust and they don't end up like a one-time type of thing.
And even got Hallie. Hallie said it too. He realizes the healthier teams last out.
Yep.
He was a beneficiary of a team getting injured too. So
yep.
So he kind of realizes that now. So I think that happens in sports too. Like you kind of see that it's the longer your body goes, you're human at the end of the day. Your body's gonna eventually break down, especially if you're not used to playing at this pace. You can kind of see that with the Timberwolves too. They may not look fatigued, but it looks like their bodies are saying otherwise. Like they're giving it their all, but they're still kind of. It looks like they're not going through the motions, but close to it.
Right.
But which I think they'll be fine after this. Where they'll be like, damn, we need to pick up our training a little bit more so we can have the strength and everything to go forward.
Right. I mean, and for Boston in that series, what? Elijah.
What is he talking about?
So if we were in high school, I'd slap me. What does this mean? Oh, because haircut?
I'm confused what he's saying. I got my haircut. I got my haircut literally on like last Thursday, bro. Like, and that would be an instant mix. We will be fighting.
Oh yeah, I want to see that battle.
Nobody ever did that.
Nope.
What Kendrick say? Nobody ever took my food. Nah, it's not fresh. It's just look fresh. You feel me? Stop playing.
Or you can accept a compliment and say thank you.
Who, me?
Yeah, it looks fresh. Thank you. He appreciates the compliment.
He started with an insult.
But he added with a compliment.
Actual physical harm. Like
he said if. He said if. Big if.
What's good, Elijah? How you feeling though, bro? How you feeling?
Yeah. Hey. As for the Boston side of the Pacers series, we got to see how they would respond in those type of moments, those last 2 minutes of the game, fourth quarter, etc. And we saw Jason Tatum has a pretty good game. I think he had one bad game out of the 4, and I think going into the Cleveland series, he had like a streak of 25 or more points, maybe like 5 or 6 games straight.
Did he average? What did he average? 30, 10, and 6.
Yeah. Yep. And then in the Cleveland series, he was the leading stat getter for all like major categories: points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, etc.
Right.
And only LeBron did that on the Cavs, so it was a nice little monument. So hey.
But if you ask the public, he wasn't doing nothing.
Nope. He didn't hit a clutch shot, and game 1, 2, 3, 4. But hey, that's a different story. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to see how Jason Tatum would respond in certain situations. I believe he responded in most situations. Obviously, he didn't respond in every single situation because he's human. But in the moments where they needed him to step up, he did. Jaylen Brown as well, Derek White as well, Drew Holiday as well, clutch steal,
big time steal.
Too. So yeah, this is why you got Drew Holiday. For late game defensive struggles, because that clutch steal on Nembhard.
He had a game where he dropped 30.
Yep.
And you don't ever see that from Drew Holiday. So.
He used to. New Orleans, maybe Sixers, Drew Holiday. But, yeah, this is the reason why you got him. This is the reason why you traded for him. I bet Giannis is missing him right now in a heartbeat. He said, my guard can't play defense like that. Damn. But, yeah, I mean, also with the whole – there's people arguing online saying, Jaylen Brown won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I mean, I really didn't care who would win that Finals MVP award because who's going to, argue or debate or talk about sports. Hey, this guy won this many Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah, we care about the Finals MVP.
Yeah, we care about the Finals MVP. And plus, Jason Tatum won it the first time around 2 years ago. Jaylen Brown won it, and I believe it could have been either him, Jason or Drew Holiday to win it. They all played good enough to get it, so I really don't care. I want the Finals MVP. I want the championship trophy. I don't care who gets the Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals MVP trophy. So it really didn't matter to me. They could have given it to Al Horford. I mean, with those 7 threes,
oldest player to ever do it.
Yeah, and hey, Derek White hit the game-winning or go-ahead 3. And it was the same date as the Game 6 Heat Miracle. So, hey, it's just clockwork. Thank you, Derek White. Yeah, I'm excited.
Y'all lock and loaded though, man. As far as the Celtics go, I still like y'all to win it all. Pending that case, KP is back. I was about to say KCP. KP is back.
He's home. Cancun.
Yeah, they got burnt out. They found out that going back to back is more difficult than they thought.
Right, there's like 6 different champions or 5 different champions every back to back years for a reason.
Yeah, so but yeah, the Celtics, man, Tatum. I think Tatum is gonna. Me personally, I think he's going to take a giant step in this finals. I think. I really think he does because I know he listens. He definitely listens to everything that's being said. So he knows that he has to perform, and he has to outperform his counterpart. He knows that. I think he knows that.
And Jalen?
Yes, I think he realizes that because it's gonna get to a point where no matter what they say, they can kumbaya in the press conferences, but there's gonna be that constant struggle. I mean, that dialogue about who's the number one.
I mean, for me coming from a Celtics,
which I feel like JT is.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I think with having 2 talented players as such as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
they usually take turns being Batman. We've seen Jason Tatum take over games. We've seen Jaylen Brown taking over games. I don't think that's a bad thing to have. Why should we argue of who should be the number one guy when you both are competing to be those 2 guys? How many arguments do we see right now with Luka versus Kyrie in the fourth quarter? Who's going to be that go-to guy? They trust each other to make the right plays, and that's what happens. Right. It should be the same thing with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Instead of the media always pits them against each other. Today, especially ESPN, some bullshit.
That's how it goes. They want, I don't know what they just want like something that's so good that's running so smooth. It doesn't seem right if it doesn't have any controversy.
Right, and I would rather have the 2 guys who can go off in any game and trust each other enough to say, hey, I'm having an off game this fourth quarter, you take over, and vice versa. That communication and that dynamic, rather than people who are not satisfied with, oh, he's the best player on the team, he should be taken over, or Jaylen Brown, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And plus, ESPN did some bullshit today saying, oh, hey, here's a close-up on Jason Tatum looking at Jaylen Brown holding the ECF trophy. He doesn't look pleased. He doesn't look happy. He looks like he's jealous of Jaylen Brown because he didn't win his second one. What kind of bullshit was that?
Wow.
Obviously, he was smiling and everything. He didn't look upset at all, but ESPN tried to spin it saying Jason Tatum was jealous of Jaylen Brown winning that Eastern Conference Finals trophy.
Right.
Bullshit. It's just bad narratives. But yeah, I'd rather have 2 guys who can go off at any game and can take over any game at any given moment. Whoever's hot, if they're both hot, let them both go at it. But if one of them's hot, whoever's the hot hand, take over. Plain and simple for me. I like options. I don't want to have one only guy because he's the hottest guy, or you're one guy who's considered the 1A is struggling, and there's no guys to support him. You're screwed. But if you have 2 guys, one guy struggling, the other take over, vice versa. So that's what I feel about that.
That's true. That's very true. I'm not mad at that.
We saw that in when JB hit the game tying shot to go in overtime at TD Garden. He took over in the fourth quarter and hit the game tying shot to send it to overtime. And what did Jason Tatum do? He took over in the overtime,
scored 10 points.
Game winner. Yeah, it's balanced.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so I how long I've been seeing the JT versus Jason Tatum narrative.
Man, and then obviously we got the Timberwolves knock off the reigning champs in 7 games. They go back to Denver, and then they have the opportunity to make their trip to the finals a little easier, and they find themselves down 3-1. Dropped two at home, then dropped another one in Dallas, game three. Game four, they won it last night. It took a lot of effort. Honestly, this series is probably one of the better ones so far in this playoffs. Despite it being 3-1, every game has been super close. Came down to the last possessions,
Right.
And you can kind of point to a few things that the Mavs, or not the Mavs, the Timberwolves are struggling with. Cat is struggling to shoot really a lot. So, and then now you got last night, he kind of broke through. He dropped 25 plus, but they kind of need him to step it up and be more consistent. And the same thing with Ant too.
His fourth quarters have been terrible so far.
Yeah. So,
and Rudy Gobert, don't get me started, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, yeah.
It's gonna take I think it's gonna take everybody. I think I can see tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a Nas Reed game. Where he kind of goes off, and I do believe, with them going back to Minnesota, they have a chance to make the push this through the 3-2. I seriously do. So
yeah, I mean, it depends. Kyrie said it that was the Super Bowl. It's just another game for them. They're up 3-0. They can drop a game, but obviously you want to get out of there as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But with the Timberwolves, with Rudy Gobert, I know everyone's giving a lot of flack, and some of it's deservedly so, but also it's part of the game planning. The switch is coming. You don't have. Why would any center, whether it's Jokic, whether it's Gobert, whether it's maybe Wemby is the exception, but why would you want any center guarding one of the best players in the planet?
Bro, as soon as Jaden, they should have just right then and there double, make him pick his dribble up. Rudy go run down into the paint. If he throws it, the worst case scenario, you don't allow a three. That's all you had to do. Is not even if Rudy came up and pressed him and put your hand on his pocket, make sure he doesn't shoot. That's all you had to do. Or even I don't know. I don't know. I would have doubled Luka and made him drive. I would rather him hit a floater.
Well, he could have kicked out to someone from three as well then, because if you're doubling someone in the paint,
but you take Lively. Jaden should have stayed there. Lively ain't shooting a three, and if Lively shoots a three, shit,
if it goes
I live with that. Even if they throw it to him and he makes a layup, like I would rather have that than giving Luka 1-on-1 with Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
I'm just not doing that.
Yeah, honestly, you either probably should have subbed Rudy out the game for defensive purposes, especially with that ISO coming, or B, have him like in corner, guarding someone in the corner, just because if that switch happens, the drop coverage, we know Rudy Gobert is going to be the target for Luka Doncic. So,
right, and that 1 point stake right there, 2-2. 2-2 had him back to Minnesota.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. It's little mistakes like that. Big mistakes. But.
And they get Lively. I believe the Mavs get Lively back this next upcoming game, I believe, on Thursday. So
yeah, they missed him bad because Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber is not cutting it.
Yeah, Daniel Gafford, though, he was showing out.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 blocks max. Also, PJ Washington was ass, so Daniel Gafford was the only reliable big for Dallas that game. Somewhat reliable, but yeah, they need Lively. He helps with boards, defense as well. Energy guy. I think he has the top 3 plus minus by rookie in a playoff run, et cetera, et cetera. So he has been one of he's arguably has been one of the most impactful rookies this year, and that's saying a lot because you have Wemby and Chet in the same class as you. So it's nice to see, D Live get his acknowledgement and get his play noticed.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a Fendi fact. So right now, what do you think the most important question? Do you think the Timberwolves have a legitimate chance on coming back?
I don't know.
Or can you realistically see it?
Honestly, we've only seen this once in our lifetime, and that was
It's,
last year. So,
what?
coming back from '03 to force a game 7
Yeah,
that we can remember actually.
yeah.
And we saw
We have only seen some crazy shit like this happen with Braun though, where he
yeah
actually
3-1 in the
even
finals. Yeah,
at the biggest stage.
yeah. But '03 that we saw that last year. It didn't pan out so well. But does this work?
You're gonna be exhausted. Even if they do this, they're gonna be exhausted
Yeah,
facing the Celtics. Exhausted.
that's what we want.
They're gonna get smoked.
On
So, but I listen. I would salute them so much if they go through this and they really pull out a game 7 and make it to the finals. Like
yeah,
you would have to give the Timberwolves a lot of props.
yeah.
Like they would to me, there would be no questions on the toughness and getting out of series and everything. Like I think we kind of say that too for the Nuggets series on what they did. That was kind of crazy to lose 2 at home, then win 2 on their floor, then force game 7 when everything was against them when they dropped 3 games in a row. So
Yep, it was like 2 wins, 3 wins, 2 wins. Yeah,
yeah,
but I think
it's gonna be tough.
I think the inexperience kicks in game 5 or
Yeah.
6, and I think max they lose game 6, but they could probably lose game 5. I just think Luka and Kyrie are too good to let the series get out of hand. Yes, you dropped one without Lively, but he comes back next game, and you have MVP candidate and one of the best scorers of all time, and Kyrie Irving. And I just think that
Kyrie.
and plus can Cat have 2 games in a row? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's the thing is, and I think it's just a rhythm. Like I think more for him, it could be a mental thing where just let go, bro. Like that's what he was doing in the like stop falling. Yeah. Like Ant said it in the Nuggets series, stop falling, Cat. You get 2 or 3 fouls, we got to play different. So it's like, if 4 out of the 5 of his fouls, 4 out of 6 fouls for him were stupid. Yeah. There was 2 legitimate fouls where he had charges. The other ones is on some 2K shit where you mash a square, slapping people. Like what are we
like last night?
There you go. I set myself up for that.
I was like, Woodman is going to church the basket and drawing a foul. I was talking about personally. But for me, I just think the Timberwolves need too many variables to go right than for the Mavs for too many variables to go wrong. I just think that Luka's been here before. This is his second Western Conference Finals trip in 3 years. And along that ride, he beat the number 1 seed as well. And what happened this year? He beat the number 1 seed in OKC. So he's battle tested. He beat 2 number 1 seeds out of 3 years on his playoff runs. And you have Kyrie, one of the best people you want on your side during a playoff run. One of the greatest playoff scorers, one of the greatest scorers in general. So I think those guys' experience and the Wolves' inexperience. I think the Mavs close out in 5, max 6. In my opinion.
I'm not mad at that.
Also, how do you feel about what Reggie Miller said? Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic is the best scoring backcourt of all time.
I you know how I stand with the media and the slander of certain people. Like I'm pro Kyrie.
Stephen A. as well.
They can all kick rocks. They told that man to retire. You should to me they shouldn't be speaking on him at all. Anybody that said anything negative through that whole thing, don't speak on him. Through this playoffs, don't say nothing about him.
What if they apologize?
Nah, it's too late.
I know. Did you check the chat? Stephen A. Before we got on air, Stephen A. literally posted an apology video to Kyrie.
Yeah, like that, but it's too late. Like what you did, you were actively participating in propaganda against him.
Also, if he was struggling, would you have sent that video?
Right.
If he got eliminated already,
exactly. You would bring up all that stuff that you were trying to get him banned from the NBA. Like that's the type of shit I hate. Like the fact that he had to sit up there on game 1 and 2, I think, where he had to sit there with TNT. But if you pull up what TNT was saying about him, they were right along with them trying to, Kyrie's an idiot, Kyrie's this. Like, and you could see. Like when I saw it, I was like, yo, he really does not want to be there. Like he had this stance of like, all right, is this done yet?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, people are pointing it out on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I guess I was right because he looked like, yeah, Ant called me out, blah blah blah, and he had that state that his legs stretched out where he's ready to go. Like, all right, I don't really want to talk to these guys. They disrespected my life, so.
Yep, everyone don't want to be on their side when they're winning, but when they're losing,
yeah, they quickly forgot who he was. Like we didn't see him play next to LeBron and absolutely dominate to a championship. So it's like, I'm not surprised at what he's doing at all. I'm not.
Yeah, regardless of what you think about Kyrie's antics on and off the court, he's still one of the best scorers of all time. You can't say
one of the most skilled players ever. Like this dude is in the game for sport, dropping left-handed layups. Like he could literally do it with his right, but he's over here shooting floaters with his left. Just it's just different, man.
Retire when he's arguably not, his career wasn't over yet. Even though he's like hints at retiring.
At 20, what? At 28, 29?
Yeah, 28.
Blasphemy in his peak of his career. And to be honest, and I think the only thing that held him back was the injuries. He got severely injured with Brooklyn and stuff like that. He's still facing a lot. Now you see him healthy, and it's just there's not much you can do with him. Like you can trap him in a corner, and he'll still got down the baseline for a layup. It's just what he does is crazy.
What Reggie Miller said, you know what? I'm gonna agree with Reggie Miller. A lot of people are going to say,
early, and I like Kyrie's response. It's too early. Like we have to do something. Like Curry and them, they want four of them.
I think you can make that argument though, because for me, I'm saying we're not talking legacies. We're not talking about careers. If you want to say the most accomplished duo, I'm giving it to Curry.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay.
But if we're talking,
skill wise,
Reggie Miller was saying skill wise, scoring wise.
I'm taking Luka and Kyrie over a lot of because like you got to look at Clay and Curry. They're not the stature, they're like no. Kyrie is more physically opposing. We already saw him face Curry, give him the work.
So let's just say they cancel out. Who would you rather have, Luka or Clay?
That's a landslide. That's a landslide.
Yeah. So yeah,
Luka, and I will say this about Luka's incredible, man. The stuff that he's doing, he's phenomenal. He's big time.
He had we like to put our bet slips out every night. He has the third highest PRA of all time this season.
Yeah.
In a season, yeah. I think only behind Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Third highest PRA in a season. So, yeah, I mean, with Luka, you just get so much. You get basically a triple double with shooting. Obviously, he's gonna lack defense because he's not the best defender. But people are gonna say, "Oh, Clay can lock him up because he's a nice 3-and-D wing." But I don't know about that. I don't think we saw Clay and the Warriors face Luka before. It was basically a one-man show because I don't think Jalen Brunson was playing or they were injured. But
Jalen Brunson got hurt.
Yeah, I just think with Kyrie, he can score from anywhere, and he can somewhat play defense. And Luka, triple-double machine, and he can score from anywhere as well. Yes, Curry can, get you the shot, but will he have trouble, attacking the paint with Luka and Kai and Klay Thompson? If you take away shooting, can he attack the basket? Can he get you other ways to score besides a jump shot against those two guys? So. I like Luka and Kai as our best offensive, scoring skill wise duo. But it's definitely Curry and Clay for the most accomplished backcourt duo. So everyone was trying to make fun of Reggie Miller. That's a bad take, yada yada. He said, if you listen, he said scoring only, not legacy, scoring.
Yeah.
So that's what people have to do. They have to open their ears a little bit. Got to get the Q-tip for whatever they want to use to wash their ears. So. It's like he said, scoring, not legacy. We know who the best duo is, legacy.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yep. That is a fact.
It's B.J. Armstrong and Michael Jordan because 6 rings, that's the most accomplished. Or whoever, actually, no, you could argue the most accomplished duo was whoever was on that Celtics team that won 10 titles in 10 years. If we want to be honest, the Celtics teams that won 7 championships in 8 years. If you want to talk most accomplished, Bob Cousy and Hondo, I mean, they won more championships than Clay and Curry. I'm just saying if you want to talk rings, but obviously it should be Curry and Clay. All jokes aside,
Right.
but everyone has their certain talking points and what they want to get across, and they use certain things and don't want to use certain things when they argue. So, it is what it is.
That's a fact. Who do you want to see in the finals? Who do you think you have a better chance at beating?
Honestly, I think we probably would have a better chance against the Wolves, just because I think the inexperience, just to have a good defense. But we know Cat won't be consistent. We would try to get those switches like Luka Doncic does to Rudy Gobert for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but I would rather have Dallas because everyone's been talking about the Celtics finals run this whole year. If we're gonna be honest about it, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, yada yada yada, whatever you want to call it. But I think if you beat a team, and I think last week Neil was kind of saying, "Oh, if you beat these two Western teams, it'll be a cakewalk as well." Let's not forget, the Wolves beat the defending champions, and you have an MVP candidate in Kyrie Irving on the other side. These two West teams aren't a joke to play around with. They're really good teams, and in a tough West, they finished 3-4 or 5, whatever Dallas's record was. But
yeah,
I think this team will be a lot harder to beat than the Warriors in 2022, especially.
Right. That's a fact.
But I want to play Dallas just because I think it'll be a tougher challenge, and it's just the storylines are there. Kyrie in Boston, KP in Dallas, Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic. Everyone's been arguing who's better, etc., etc. It's just the Mavs, Luka getting a ring, Jason Tatum getting a ring. It's just the storylines are there. It'll be box office, and honestly, I think it would be a better story in my opinion. So I want Dallas.
Okay. All right.
I want the cinema. I want the cinema.
He said it. He said, "Bring on Dallas."
I want the cinema. I want Kyrie versus Boston because honestly, I love Kyrie's time in Boston. He definitely got a lot of undeserved hate. There's a reason why he didn't want to come back because
that's gonna be tragic. That's gonna be hostile in there for that. Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna come in every game with Sage, just boop boop. And he only did Sage in TD, so he's gonna bring the Sage with him.
Nah, man, he was pissing people off so much during that time. Yeah, he had like a 3-year frame where he was just making everyone so mad. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
the Sage, the stepping on the Leprechaun, to the Brooklyn Nets, and then oh man.
And also, I was told Jason Tatum doesn't hit clutch shots or game winners. Do you remember when the Celtics swept the Nets? By the way,
you said what?
You remember when the Celtics swept the Nets?
Yeah.
You remember the finish of that game 1
yep.
series? What was it? Do you remember off the top? Because I might be lying because I wouldn't want to.
Nah, I don't think I remember off the top of my head.
Marcus Smart, top of the key, I believe. Jason Tatum's cutting, spin move on Kyrie, and finishes with a what? A buzzer beater to win the game. So I was told Jason Tatum doesn't hit clutch shots. He doesn't hit game winners, so
that doesn't count. A layup doesn't count.
You have to make the layup, no?
No, I'm messing with you. I'm just being ticky tack.
A game winner is a game winner.
A game winner is a game winner, no matter what the shot is.
But yeah, I mean, also going off of the people talking about Boston's Mickey Mouse run. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I mean, they've had. Jimmy Butler did not play, even though they blamed the Celtics on Jimmy Butler not playing. He got injured versus Philly, so if you want to blame anyone, blame Philly. They got a walk in that series, finished in 5. Donovan Mitchell didn't play after game 2. They got a walk in that. And Indy, Tyrese Halliburton didn't play after game 2 as well. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, you could say that the Celtics had an easy road to the finals. I mean, A, they were favored to win the finals regardless, and B, the teams they named, the Bucks, the Sixers, etc., they already beat those guys in the playoffs last year as well and the year before. So, and when they were healthy as well. So, with everyone saying it's the Mickey Mouse run, I mean, you would be happy too if your team made the finals. People were saying, "Oh, the Celtics shouldn't be happy with the way they made the NBA finals." First of all, if you're not happy that your team made the NBA finals, we've seen so many good players not make it.
People are full of shit.
Right. If you aren't happy, regardless of how you got there, the hard way, the easy way, or in between, if you're not happy with your team making the last round or the big game or the Super Bowl, whatever you want to call it, the finals, World Series, then you're not a fan of that sport. You're just there to hate, pretty much. You should be happy regardless, because you don't know if you're gonna have this opportunity again. Giannis hasn't been back since. Kevin Durant hasn't been back since Golden State. Westbrook hasn't been back since the Heat series. Harden hasn't been back since the Heat series. Charles Barkley went one time. And you can name a lot of different other players. Joel Embiid's never been to a finals. He's never been to an Eastern Conference Finals. You never know when you're going to have this moment again, so you have to cherish it whenever you're there.
Talk to them, Phil.
It's just, I don't understand how people are upset. Yes, I'm not arguing that it was an easy path. I'm okay with fully admitting that. I try to be unbiased as Celtics as I can, but saying that the Celtics shouldn't be happy that they're there just because they got it the easy way is bullshit. Did your favorite team or favorite player been to the NBA Finals? I'm just curious when people say that. We've seen how many good players have not made it yet. Luka hasn't made it yet. SGA hasn't made it yet. Jokic just went. Paul George, did he make it? No. Kawhi hasn't been back since the Raptors.
DeMar DeRozan hasn't been there.
DeMar DeRozan hasn't been there.
I'm just naming people off at this point.
LeBron and AD haven't been there since the bubble.
They've been there though.
Yeah, they've been there recently, but they haven't been there since the bubble. If we're talking. But who else? Yeah, anyone that has been a top team in the league. OKC hasn't been there yet. And I don't know how long since the Heat series, like I mentioned. Mavericks haven't been there since I think Dirk. Yeah, Dirk. Since Dirk. Minnesota hasn't been there since. I don't think they have been there, actually. I don't think Kevin Garnett brought them. The Nets damn sure haven't been there in Jason Kidd days. So, the Magic haven't been there since Dwight Howard versus Kobe Bryant. Even though I watched that team and watched that because I wanted the Magic to win because I was a big Dwight Howard fan, so it was very painful to watch them lose in 5. So
the pain,
yes. After we saw LeBron versus Dwight in that playoff run where LeBron hit the game winner in like game 5 or 6 to force another game, but then ended up losing, was great because I hated LeBron back then. But just to wrap everything all up, we don't know when the next time this Celtics team, if they're talented enough to make it, obviously, but it's going to the finals or winning the championship is not always a guarantee. You have to put the work in. You have to play every single game. Well, not every single game because they're NBA players, maybe like 50, 60, depending on the rule. But it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and it can always be a one-time opportunity. You never know when you're going to be back. Charles Barkley.
It's no joke.
Kenny Smith Jr.
No joke.
Yeah. Man. Dwayne Wade hasn't been back since the Heat days. So for everyone saying Mickey Mouse run, it's obviously we can call it that, whatever you want, but they deserve to be happy. They deserve to celebrate because they're making it to the finals, because we never know when they're going to be back. It's that plain and simple. Stop hating.
So stop hating.
Yep.
Stop hating on them.
And when's the last time Doc Rivers went to a NBA finals again? My guys were injured this year. I expected Giannis versus Tatum in the Eastern Conference Finals. So
that's what he said.
No, I'm making it up. Who knows? I didn't watch the press conference because Hallie obviously he was struggling. We thought we had him beat, but our injuries got the best of us. Dame got hurt. You expect Bobby Portis to do everything and Chris Middleton, but we'll chalk it up and then we'll be back again next year with a healthy squad. So. Yeah. Yeah. That was my spiel. I had to get a lot of things off my chest this episode. So yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad at it. But yeah, this one was gonna be short anyway. With this wrapping up, and then obviously we can kind of start gearing. I think next week we're gonna start gearing up for NFL, man. There's a lot of news coming out of camps. Joe Burrow doesn't have any wide receivers.
Oh yeah, because T. Higgins didn't sign.
Me and you might have to go try out for the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, give me 3 year 12 mil. Let me get that.
Just give me 1 year 10 mil. Give me 1 year, 5 mil. You over here raising the bar for $4 million a year. Give me 1 year, 5 mil. Plain and simple.
Hey.
Actually, 5 mil. Let me hold 2 mil. Actually,
you said that ain't no problem.
let me get the benefits just for 1 year, and then you can cut me after the season. I'm okay with that. I mean, also we got to make sure what our contracts are guaranteed and everything like that. So we got
right.
But we'll have our lawyer Kenny. We'll mail it to him. So
we got our lawyer. We got our lawyer Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, football season. New era in New England. We also got fantasy football. You got to defend your title without the farm team, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how this year goes. But I'm excited, and we got a dynasty league going on.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't go buy like that, man. Don't be trying to.
I use the farm team too. I'm not blaming you.
Don't try to discount me that I whooped y'all, man, and I whooped you by like 60. Don't listen.
But we both won money at the end of the day, right?
Hey, listen.
I won money, so I won in here.
When it's all said and done, when we look back, who won that? Who won in 2023? Lawrence won that.
Yeah, I mean,
you should feel the same way. If you beat me, you should be. Hey, listen, I won that. Second place, we ain't going for. We going for the number one.
Yeah, but
I get you make the money. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, as long as I get paid, I'm happy with second. But we'll see how it goes this year. I mean, like I said, with the whole farm team argument, I use that team too. I'm just mad I didn't get the right players. So yeah, but hey, they won't be available, so it's gonna be very interesting to see. Hopefully, and a bet got fulfilled. So I'm excited to see how this year plays out, and our dynasty league as well. So I'm gonna try to stock up on Eagles players to trade to a certain person. So
the disrespect.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up. They're waiting for us in the Discord so we can play this team up shit.
We're gonna play games that matter. So hey, we're gonna play games that count.
Hey, get your team ready. Yeah.
Lauren said I got playing stats last night. That's crazy.
Yeah, playing. That shit don't count, man. Yo, bro, because it's like this. We got chemistry. We talk all the time. Like we get
toxic chemistry.
Huh?
Toxic chemistry. Your team captain even admitted, "Oh yeah, I picked the first overall just because I wanted to yell at him." That's toxic. It works, but it's toxic.
It works. So like we know the dynamic. We know we're gonna talk shit, but yo, everybody do what you gotta do. Be where you gotta be. I blend in. Like I don't know. I need to practice more in the game though. I don't know all the ins and outs.
Yeah, I mean you're like decent. I just feel like you just need to get the shot timing down.
Yeah, like the layups is where my problem is because I know they do I know they got the meter, but I'm always off even when I pay attention to it. So
yeah. Also, you could if you use certain buttons or certain ways you can alter your shot. You can do a different layup. You can do a Euro step if you press a certain button. Also, you can fake. Like you can be creative with everything. For me, you're decent. You just gotta get the timing down of everything and like the ins and outs, etc., etc. But you're not beating me, so that's all that matters. Just I can help you, but not too much.
He said not too much. That's crazy.
I gotta protect my domain.
Any protect the domain. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Yeah. NBA final season is almost wrapping up. The finals start next Thursday, so we're gonna be in that dead zone of no sports from then until August. Training camps, I believe.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a while.
So I mean, hey, we're gonna have some ideas. Maybe a game night, maybe a gaming stream night. Who knows? But hey, stay tuned. Follow the socials, and hey, maybe whoever watching or commenting might be called out to join us. So hey, stay tuned. I'm excited to have a good off season.
For me, last words is, and everybody keep prospering, keep doing your own thing, keep believing. Keep going, man. That's what it's really about. There's no better time to follow through with the idea that you got. You don't know where the world's going at this point. There's a lot of madness going on. And definitely spend more time with family, man.
Absolutely.
That's important too. Jason Tatum, whatinspiresyou.com. It's up there. We up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all. Peace. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, go Boston.